So welcome to my YouTube channel. That's what we call Good Life. Today I've got a really exciting group of people I'm going to be meeting. We're going to be meeting the Regenerative soil people. They're basically a group of people that have started composting food waste in the local area to make compost so that people can put on their soil to improve the soil. It's a community interest project, and I'm going to come and meet the people that have started this up, and they're also going to tell us a little bit about it, how it all works and how you can get involved if you want to. Now, I have of course got my food waste with me because these people are just down the road from me, and believe it or not, the council that I'm part of don't recycle your food waste. So when I heard about this scheme, I was very excited. So let's come and take a look at what they're up to today. So today's one of the days where they're processing, and they're going to tell us how that works and how they turn our food waste into nutritious soil. Right, so here we are. So it looks like they're at it already, composting our food waste. So I brought my food waste with me. Now I know Sophie and Daisy, and I constantly get the two muddled up.
Right.
So this is Daisy, I believe.
Hello.
And Sophie is in there, over there. And we've got some other volunteers that are helping today. And this is
I'm Leaf.
Leaf and Jenny. They're volunteers and they're helping with the food waste. So what are we doing here now? What's the...
Yeah. So today's been the collection day. So we have two different membership tiers. One of them is drop off, which is this lovely pink bucket here where members come and engage with the composting infrastructure. And the other tier is our collection members, and this is monthly. So on a Friday, once a month, we go around with our e-bike and trailer, and we collect members' food waste and replace it with clean buckets, Bokashis, paddles. And this process is just cutting it up. So if you like to imagine our Ridan, the composting infrastructure, is a big old belly. And there's biome in there, breaking down food waste. We want it to be as accessible for the biology as possible. More surface area means quicker processing, and more biology can really get at it. So this is the first part of the day.
Yes.
Is
bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
Beastie.
Which always feels really intrusive as well, like seeing what's inside people's food waste buckets. It's like,
But you find some interesting things from time.
I like we've got Watsits in this one.
You've got what's in there.
Okay, love it. A nice bit of cheese.
Nice bit of
cheese.
That's a big lump of cheese.
A big lump of cheese.
Wowzers. So what made you start this?
So we were inspired by other compost clubs. There is a bunch of other organisations that are doing the same sort of thing, and it's to build up community resilience in times of scarce, but also the importance of living soil. So there's an amazing guy called Thomas Daniels who was running compost clubs in Brighton. And he also has a community page called Mycelium Network, and this is his QR code if you wanted to get access to it, where it's a bunch of compost clubs doing the same thing for many different reasons. And those reasons go from wanting to take ownership of waste and value of living soil.
Kind of keep a really valuable resource in local communities. I think it costs so much petrol, so much carbon. This normally, if it goes through our local authorities, gets shipped down to Bridgend, which is a 70-mile drive away on a heavy cargo vehicle. So there's a climate crisis that comes into that as well. But it's just such a waste. We could be using this, especially in this rural context, to like really regenerate the land in Herefordshire, particularly, which is where we are, in Powys. We've got polluted rivers and soil degradation on such a huge level. I know we're one of the only compost clubs to do this in a rural context in the UK. We're the only one in Wales. But one's in Brighton, there's one in London, there's a few kind of popping up north now as well, and that's very much about in the city context, but it's bringing the community together through a good cause.
That's how I met you at the community project. We will put this link in the description if people want to take a look at this as well, amongst some other useful links for those that are interested.
Yeah,
because it's a fantastic network. That's a really brilliant network.
Because I hadn't thought about the driving element as well. So it's not just the recycling the food; it's the miles that our food waste goes if we put it into the council waste. When we do it ourselves, it's more local. And I know myself, I get compost at the end of it as well. So obviously they make compost and we get to share the compost, which is another fantastic element.
That's kind of the key thing, isn't it?
And it's also like there's a disconnect, right? We're such a wasteful society, and we've become so used to throwing things in the bin, and as soon as it's gone and as soon as it's done, you don't think about where it goes and what the carbon footprint is, or like, is it polluting the environment where it goes, or is it supporting the environment where it goes? Whereas this takes that ownership back into the communities, and from doing this for a couple of years now, we've gathered enough members that are passionate about this, and that's really lovely, and people are starting to engage more with their waste, and people are starting to be a little bit more particular about what they are going to throw away. It's like, oh, can I use this for something else so I can like really preserve my bucket space?
I think it's a really nice balance, because our membership, they know that, especially with our collection members, that it's us too and our lovely volunteers who are dealing with it at the end, so everybody's very conscious of what actually goes into the buckets. And then at the other end of it, it's a really accessible, easy thing to just be able to do to make a tangible difference to, you know, your impact on your little sphere, you know, your sphere of control. And as we move through the climate crisis, it can be so overwhelming. I think one of the things that attracted me to like you know, contributed to the starter of the business was 100% that it's just like, it's great if people are engaged in it and excited about it, but they don't have to be. It's something that you can just do without thinking. It's like, okay, that's a system change that nobody really has to put too much thought into. If we're
apart from you guys,
apart from us, you know, if we can present like an alternative, low input kind of option for people, then they're gonna make that change, because it's got so many benefits to it.
Can you tell me about the two types of composting that you do as well? Because you've got the Ridan in there, which is what this is going to go into.
Yes.
Should we do that?
Yeah,
please do. Yeah.
So I'll just explain a little bit about the two kinds of processes that we do. So our collection members who have the big buckets, the monthly collection, they get a jar of Bokashi with their membership, which ferments the food waste first. So that holds on to nutrients. It also is a lot safer for us after a month of opening a bucket, and because it's starting to ferment, it's pickling. So you know you've got your kimchis, and that's the fermentation, that's the holding on to nutrients, and that's why it's so good for the gut. And then the second part is thermophilic aerobic. So this is our trusty Ridan, which we call our little beastie that we're feeding all the time. We're keeping her alive, but we're feeding the microbes. So this is thermophilic, which is really important. This helps get temperatures nice and high, which kills off any kind of pathogens and creates an environment favourable to microbes. So we're creating an environment for microbes to come. And aerobic, meaning with air. So the Bokashi side of it is without air. So there's the anaerobic side, aerobic side. The aerobic, again, is creating that environment for favourable microbes to come and live with it. And that's kind of the whole bringing the heat up is with the aerobic side of it as well. So do you want to do the honours?
Just remind me. Got a tea bag, we shouldn't have gone in there. Are we ready? So we pull some in and we do some...
And then you match it with carbon.
Yeah. So there we go, all in there. And then we have to match it with some carbon over there.
Yeah, I think we might be getting a visit from our carbon guy today as well.
Excellent.
Full house.
So I've got some dry wood chip in here, which I'm going to put on top. So you do basically equal amounts to the food waste that you put in, so it composts down properly. And then the lid goes back on the top. Oh, we have to do we stir it? Put the lid on, then stir it?
Yeah.
Put the lid on, then stir it.
You want to preserve any heat.
We want to preserve the heat, so we put the lid on first, and then we stir it. There we go, just as simple as that. So that it all mixes in and does what it needs to do. There we go, I'm getting some exercise today. There we go, and if you can tell me a little bit how people can get involved.
Great.
And learn more about this way of composting.
After you.
Yeah, so absolutely. So I mean, our this whole system, it runs on the community becoming involved. That's kind of the beauty of it. It's intrinsically a kind of collective action. Like, this wouldn't work if it was just my and Sophie's food waste going in here.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for members to come on board and contribute their food waste to the beastie, and also our volunteers. I mean, we've got 2 lovely volunteers here today. The Ridan is to keep up with that thermophilic process. It needs turning. We try to do it every other day, if not every day, and that's reliant on having people in the unit and present and up for doing a bit of turning. So I think that's what we need.
Yeah, and also the more members that we get, when this is at full capacity and it can no longer take any more members, like we have 15 members at the minute.
Yeah.
When it's at full capacity, we could then go to local authorities and other funding bodies and be like, there is a demand for people wanting to take ownership of their food waste and to do small scale community activism, environmental activism that's not only helping the environment, but it's engaging, it's social, and it's really rewarding. That we could potentially get more Ridans and more composting infrastructure to dart around the town. Like, imagine if Hale White became the full first self-sufficient town with food waste. Yeah. Like, that would be so dreamy, and where it's run by the community. Like, we wouldn't be engaged in all of them. It's people know what they're doing. That's what they do with their food waste, and that becomes the new norm.
Yeah, I mean, we're a CIC, so that means that we have an asset lock, which means any assets that belong to Hay Regenerative Soils, they belong to the community. And I think that's actually a really big motivator for what we do, with just showing that an alternative waste system is really effective and really works. If we can prove that this, like, almost like a pilot scheme is working and is working safely, then, you know, that's going to be such a catalyst for real change, certainly in the food system in Wales.
Yeah.
Would be lovely.
And to caveat that, we don't make money off this. This isn't a make money scheme. Like, we don't pay ourselves for it. Daisy and I are also volunteers for Compost Club. We just started it as volunteers and are still volunteers, so it's not the money that's made from the memberships goes straight back into the business. That buys the Bokashi, that buys equipment, it replaces the chain on the bike or the wheels on the bike. Like, it all feeds straight back in, and I think that's a really important thing to express, that it's a not-for-profit. We're not we're here for the community. And for the soil, because we love the soil.
Yeah, here for the worms.
So we will put your Facebook page in the description, so people can take a look at there. We'll also put your website on, because there's ways of getting involved and things that you could. I think you do sell things, don't you? There are a few bits and bobs to sell.
A couple of products.
A few products that could help you contribute and help you get involved. And like I said, we'll put that QR code on there as well. So if you're not in the area but you want to meet another like-minded group of people in your area, then you can do that as well.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, that's the amazing thing about the Mycelium Network that Tom's created, is there's a compost club map. So there's a map of Britain, and it tells you where all the compost clubs are, that you can go to the closest one to buy your living soil. Like, if someone from Scotland ordered living soil from us, we would be like, absolutely not. No. Get it from a Scottish one that's making living soil, because that's also the biology and the biome of that environment as well. Like,
I mean, that's what I find so attractive about it, actually, is that, like, it's the compost that we make thrives specifically in this area, because it's being produced from carbon, from wood chip that's being sourced from this area, and from food that's being grown in this area. It's such like an intrinsically circular thing. And that means that the compost that we produce is going to be really complementary for anybody who lives specifically in Powys and Herefordshire, because the microbes that drive it are from this area.
Well, it's been lovely talking to you ladies. So I'm so excited to be part of this community.
I'm so excited to have you.
We will be coming back and giving people updates so they can see what's happening in the future. You've got some workshops that you're going to be running, which I'm going to be coming to, and we're filming that as well, so people can get to see more, in particular about, there's a biochar workshop which I'm really involved in, because I know a little bit about it, but only really by name. I know it's a good thing, but that's the end of it. So to learn more about that and to tell more people about it and how they can help too would be absolutely amazing.